When The Office first premiered, no one could have predicted that this quirky, low-budget mockumentary about a paper company in Scranton, Pennsylvania would go on to change sitcoms forever. But over the years, it grew into one of the most beloved and influential TV shows of all time. It didn't just make people laugh, it reshaped how television approached comedy, storytelling, and characters. Its legacy can be seen in countless shows today, from Parks and Recreation to Abbott Elementary. This is the story of how The Office took risks that transformed sitcoms, became a cultural phenomenon, and still resonates with audiences around the world. The origins of The Office are as unlikely as its premise. It all started with a British version of The Office, created by Ricky Gervais and Stephen Merchant, which aired in the UK in 2001. The show is unlike anything else on television at the time. It used a mockumentary format, portraying everyday office life with a level of realism and awkward humor that felt both fresh and painfully relatable. While British The Office only lasted 2 seasons and a few specials, it became critically acclaimed and caught the attention of NBC executives in the United States. When NBC announced an American remake, many were skeptical. American audiences weren't familiar with the mockumentary-style comedies, and the humor of British series was notoriously dry, sarcastic, and uncomfortable. The first season of the US version, which debuted in 2005, struggled to find its footing. The characters were initially seen as too harsh, and early episodes felt like a direct copy of the British series. But by season 2, The Office found its unique voice, blending heartwarming moments with laugh-out-loud humor in a way that quickly won over fans. At the heart of The Office's success was its innovative format. Before The Office, most sitcoms relied on laugh tracks, studio audiences, and multi-camera setups. Think of shows like Friends, Seinfeld, or The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. These sitcoms followed a familiar formula: set up a joke, deliver the punchline, and cue the laughter. The Office threw that formula out the window. Its single-camera setup, documentary-style filming, and absence of a laugh track gave it a fresh, authentic feel. It felt like you were eavesdropping on real people living their lives, which made the humor feel sharper and more natural. The show's use of awkward pauses, side glances to the camera, and unscripted feeling moments made it stand out. The talking head interviews, where characters would speak directly to the camera, added a new layer of intimacy and comedy. These moments gave characters a chance to share their inner thoughts, frustrations, or hilarious misunderstandings, creating a bond between the audience and the characters that sitcoms rarely achieved. But format alone wasn't what made The Office iconic. It was the characters. Michael Scott, played by Steve Carell, was unlike any sitcom boss we had seen before. He was clueless, inappropriate, and often cringeworthy, but underneath his ridiculous behavior was a desperate need to be loved. Carell's performance brought depth and vulnerability to Michael, making him both frustrating and endearing. Then there was Jim Halpert and Pam Beesly, the heart of the show. Their slow burn romance, filled with longing looks, missed opportunities, and heartfelt moments, kept viewers invested for years. Dwight Schrute, played by Rainn Wilson, became one of television's most unforgettable oddballs. With his obsession with beat farming, strict adherence to bizarre rules, and relentless rivalry with Jim, Dwight was a source of endless humor. The supporting cast, including characters like Stanley, Kevin, Angela, and Creed, brought unique personalities that made the Dunder Mifflin office feel like a real lived-in world. Each character, no matter how minor, had their own quirks and moments to shine, which gave the show incredible rewatch value. One of The Office's greatest strengths was its ability to blend humor with heart. Episodes like Casino Night or Niagara brought emotional payoffs that felt earned, while still delivering hilarious moments. The show tackled everyday themes like workplace friendships, unrequited love, ambition, and the search for meaning in a mundane job. It found humor in the ordinary and made people care deeply about the characters' lives. This balance of comedy and emotion helped The Office stand out from traditional sitcoms that often prioritize jokes over character development. The show also broke new ground in how sitcoms could evolve over time. Unlike many sitcoms that reset the status quo every episode, The Office allowed its characters to grow and change. Jim and Pam's relationship progressed naturally, from secret crushes to marriage and parenthood. Michael Scott evolved from a one-dimensional buffoon into a character with layers of complexity. Even minor characters had story arcs that developed over multiple seasons. This serialized storytelling approach, combined with a mockumentary format, paved the way for future sitcoms to experiment with more narrative depth. The rise of streaming also played a huge role in The Office's enduring popularity. When the series ended in 2013 after 9 seasons, it had already cemented its place as a beloved show. But its move to platforms like Netflix gave it a second life. A whole new generation discovered the series, binge-watching episodes and sharing memes and quotes on social media. Lines like, "That's what she said," or "Bears beats Battlestar Galactica," became part of internet culture. The show's simple, relatable premise and timeless humor made it perfect for repeat viewings, and it remains one of the most streamed shows of all time. Another way The Office changed sitcoms was by proving that awkward, subtle humor could be just as effective, if not more so, than traditional joke-heavy comedies. The success of The Office opened the door for other mockumentary-style sitcoms like Parks and Rec, Modern Family, and What We Do in the Shadows. These shows borrowed elements like the single-camera format, fourth wall breaks, and character confessionals, all of which The Office had popularized. The show also influenced workplace comedies in general. Before The Office, workplace sitcoms tended to be glossy and idealized, like News Radio or Spin City. The Office leaned into the mundane realities of office life, the boredom, the awkward parties, the strange coworkers, and found comedy in them. It made everyday settings funny and relatable, which inspired other shows like Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Superstore. But beyond its technical influence, The Office changed how audiences connect with characters. By eliminating the laugh track, viewers weren't told when to laugh, they had to find the humor themselves. This created a more intimate viewing experience, where the awkward silences and small moments became just as funny as the big jokes. The show trusted its audience to appreciate the subtleties, and that trust paid off. Steve Carell's departure in season 7 was a turning point. Many fans feared the show wouldn't survive without Michael Scott, but The Office continued for 2 more seasons, giving closure to its beloved characters. While some argue that the later seasons weren't as strong, the finale in 2013 was a perfect send-off. It brought the story full circle, with the characters reflecting on their time at Dunder Mifflin and the relationships they'd built. The final line, delivered by Pam, summed up the heart of the show. "There's a lot of beauty in ordinary things. Isn't that kind of the point?" Today, The Office remains one of the most influential comedies of the 21st century. Its characters are still celebrated, its episodes endlessly quoted, and its impact on television is undeniable. It proved that sitcoms don't need big sets, flashy jokes, or constant punchlines to succeed. All they need are authentic characters, strong storytelling, and the courage to take creative risks. The show's cultural impact extends beyond television. It has inspired podcasts like Office Ladies, hosted by Jenna Fisher and Angela Kinsey, where they revisit each episode with behind-the-scenes stories. Fans still flock to conventions, trivia nights, and online communities dedicated to their favorite episodes and characters. The Office fandom is as strong as ever, and new viewers continue to fall in love with the show every year. In many ways, The Office became a reflection of real life. It showed that even in the most mundane job can be filled with friendship, humor, and unexpected moments of beauty. It reminded people that everyday life is worth celebrating, and that laughter can be found in the smallest, most ordinary places. As television continues to evolve, the influence of The Office is everywhere. Its mockumentary style has become a staple of modern comedy, and its focus on character-driven humor has inspired countless shows, and its blend of awkwardness and warmth remains unmatched. When people look back at the history of sitcoms, The Office stands out as the show that redefined what a sitcom could be. Whether you're watching for the 100th time or just discovering it for the first time, The Office still feels fresh, relatable, and endlessly funny. It's a show that turned a boring paper company into a cultural phenomenon, and in doing so, changed the television landscape forever. Like, comment, and subscribe for daily history and culture content.